Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams, and joining me in the studio we've got Marie Spriggs.
Hiya.
And we've also got Jonathan Sullivan.
Hello.
And we are all from the same group as Ghost Quest Paranormal. So anyway, while we were here tonight, Jonathan came with me and we were setting up in the studio, and we've had a few little strange things happen. I'm not going to tell you where we are just yet, but Jonathan, just tell them a little bit what happened.
Well, we've come to the building and we've come to set up. We've had quite a few technical glitches with the equipment, whether it's noises that we're hearing or whether the sound's too low. So we've got it working eventually. And then I was sitting there and I could hear a phone, like it was like a phone noise.
Like from a distance, wasn't it? You were saying
yeah,
it's
like
in
from
the
a distance.
building.
You could hear like someone ringing somebody.
Yeah.
But there's nothing behind us.
Well, the strange thing is when you were saying about you could hear the phone, I looked at my phone to check that it wasn't my phone.
Yeah.
And then a couple of minutes later, Marie, who's in the studio with us now, she rang me to ask me did I want anything to eat, because obviously we've been here for a bit now. And after you'd finished the conversation on the phone, what happened was the phone started to ring again, Marie. So tell them what happened from there.
Yeah, so I got a phone call from you to ask if I'd just phoned you, and I said no because I'm upstairs, my phone is downstairs, you had to run down for it. And that's where you said that you've had this, you've had me ringing and you was on the phone saying Marie or whatever you were saying. So what happened then? So you just kept asking, was I there? Was that right?
That's right, yeah. And then what I'd done then is I just put the phone down, and I think you rang me back then, didn't you?
No, you rang me to ask me.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you rang me to ask, was it me?
That's right, yeah. So I rang you back, and the phone kept ringing and ringing and ringing. Then finally you answered the phone, and I asked you what you'd rang me up, and you said no, I haven't rang at all. I'm upstairs. My phone's downstairs in the living room. So I couldn't understand what had happened there, because your name come up on the screen, your picture came up on the screen, and I think
me.
I know it wasn't you, but I mean things like that are happening now. Just to tell you where we are, because we've moved. I mean, James Anthony's. We were in the back of James Anthony's house doing the recordings at one time, and we've moved it. And where we've moved it to is one of the most haunted buildings in the northwest, and this is Mill Street Barracks. Now we've done Mill Street Barracks hundreds of times, and it's strange because we thought with the room we're in, we thought nothing's going to happen. We'll be okay and all that. I'm just glad I'm not on my own tonight, because I think you'd have only got a 5-minute show this weekend. But we've had a lot happening, and before we were doing it, I mean, when like they were saying, Jonathan and me were trying to set it up, and we were having little glitches here, there, and everywhere. And the actual studio itself is set up and everything's done, so we can just turn it on, do the show, and away we go. But everything was going wrong, and then we just couldn't get it right, and we were getting popping noises, we were getting things like that, and then all of a sudden everything went perfect until we got the phone call, which was really strange. And then as we were doing this, we were actually doing a dress rehearsal of it, as what you want to call it. And I was sitting there and I was listening back to everything, and I get this heavy breathing, and I could hear it was like a in my ear.
How was it, Jamie?
Well, anyway, I could hear it in my ear. So I asked Jonathan and Marie, were they messing around, and they weren't. And when I looked, they were too far away from the mics for that to be to be them anyway. So that's another little bit of a strange thing to happen to us tonight, and we haven't even started the show yet. And we're getting these things, so be prepared that other things could happen, because we are in Mill Street Barracks, and we're up on the balcony area, which is a bit eerie anyway, because you can't see out. The windows are pitch black. It's just a corridor. Just hope nobody walks past, otherwise there'll be two new presenters on the show tonight. So I mean, we might as well just talk a little bit about Mill Street Barracks anyway. And Jonathan and Marie, you've been with Ghost Quest for quite a while now.
We have.
And we've had some fantastic times here. And I was going to send you two down into the cellar while I was up here on my own doing the show.
That's fine with me.
No,
Fine
I've changed my mind. But what we might do is in about 4 or 5 minutes, we're going to be playing an investigation me and James did over in Sherdley Park. We went over there about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and we done an investigation around the area of the old house, what was there, the Sherdley House, I think it was called, and into the gardens opposite. And it was a really good night there. I won't say too much about it, because what I want to do is I'll get the listeners to hear that later on. Now we'll go back to Mill Street Barracks, and Marie, you've been here loads of times with me, and you know, what kind of things have you experienced in the building yourself?
Well, besides a lot of shadows, which were first ones were years ago, and seen a shadow which was like a full beam of a shadow from one side to the other. Never happened again. That's not until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. When I think we've already mentioned on the radio that yourself and James and me were all downstairs, and we seen the shadows going back and two. I first noticed it because I thought you was moving your hands. and I could see the shadow on the floor, but you weren't moving your hands, and you just carried on doing the other radio, the audio to that, and then we all seen it. So I think that's what was on a previous show that was mentioned. And then the week after, we had a few of our team in, and we was in one room, and 3 of us, myself, Liz and James, came into the corridor. Liz screamed, I've just seen it. And then everybody else came through, and we seen exactly the same shadows, the whole lot of us. There was John there, who was sitting on the floor looking at the lights, checking it was nothing else going on. We're all looking round, what could it be, you know, trying to debunk it, but it was too big to debunk this shadow. It was about, I'd say, 2.5 foot, 3 foot long by about 10 inches wide is what you saw, Jonathan.
Definitely, it took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I know we've had a lot of experiences in the past, but it's not often you see the same thing again. That is, and you just could not debunk it whatsoever. I actually went back into the wall, and I was sort of standing by the wall, but I did sort of stand back myself.
Right.
As it went past, because it was just so.
It was quite just some speed, really, wasn't it?
It was very, very fast as well.
It was, yeah.
But you got to come from one end of like the corridor, if you like.
Yeah.
Right, and you sort of. It went past all of us,
straight through the middle of us,
and then straight up towards the other end.
Yeah, and this corridor is about, I'd say, 25, 30 foot.
Yeah, easily,
length. Yeah. So
I don't know,
I'm just so glad that you all seen what we seen, because we described it to you, and it's like you say, you're going, yeah, but you always want to see it yourself to believe it, don't you?
Yeah,
and that night, was there 7 of us, or 6 of us, 7 of us, or something like that?
Yeah.
And we all seen it, and that was great.
Well, that was the good part about seeing the shadow, because I mean, obviously, I was there with you. Is that it just wasn't one person who saw it. It was everybody who was in. It was everybody who was in the corridor at the time. And you know, we've talked about it before when I was on with James Anthony. And the good thing was we had John Daggett in the group. And I remember him going down and checking the light out, making sure there wasn't any spiders on there and everything else. And even John couldn't understand what had happened. You know, he did try it, he did look into it, which was really good. I mean, we do try and debunk everything we can get. But some things you just cannot, you can't debunk it. Changing the subject we're still going on to Mill Street Barracks, and Jonathan, one of the investigations we did, there was quite a few, I can't remember how many years ago it was now, when we were in the far end of the building, sorry, where the classrooms are, and we decided to do a little bit of table tipping. Do you remember it when we were there?
Too,
and do you want to tell us about what happened that night?
We decided to do some table tipping, and it was in one of the classrooms. It was just a small table. So we were all round the table. We had a few. I think we had did we have a glass? And we had a K2 meter on the table. So we were standing around the table, and it started to tip, and it got to quite an angle, didn't it? I'd say about 70 degrees, something like that.
Yeah.
But the strangest thing was the glass and the K2 meter never moved.
So it was on a slant, this
It was really on
glass
a...
and K2 meter. And
really on a big angle.
You'd expect it to slide,
Oh,
wouldn't
God,
you?
definitely,
Off.
most definitely.
Right. I so wish I was there for that night to see that.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, we asked for the table to come down, and we asked if we could bring the... Just so we knew that it was actually real, and, you know, and we asked for to bring the table down. They brought the table down slowly. And then we asked to do it again and take it back up, and it actually went back up again.
Wow.
So
And how many of you was there that night?
There was about...
There was me, you, there was Jane Basnett,
Liz.
Bill Fielding, Liz War, I think, I'm not sure whether Michelle Cook was there. There was 6 or 7 of us anyway.
Yeah.
But the weirdest thing was I just told Bill to actually turn his camera off, remember?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Again.
Because at the time, the when he had the camera on, the light off the actual screen itself was too bright.
Yeah.
So what I said to Bill is, I said, do us a favour, Bill, just turn your camera off for this little bit, you know.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn the camera off, lo and behold, the table lifted.
That reminds me of, was we at, where was we when we got, was it one of the theatres or something? And the glass lifted and turned, and you was actually stood in front of the camera, and we didn't record that again.
That was the Bake Up Theatre,
right. Yeah. So I think we had Linda Mee with us then, and Gail, and there was somebody else on the table, and the 3 of us, and we had all finished in our other rooms, and the 3 of them were still going, and the glass, they're saying, still moved, and all fingers were on it and that. But Gail said, for one last time, just let us know you're still there. They were in touch with a ballerina or something on the stage. That's who they got it down to. So anyhow, they all said thank you and that, and we all gathered round. We just moving from the table, and the glass lifted and turned by itself about an inch off the table. Right. I mean, some of the stories now come and they say that it moved 6 inches. It was 6 inches in the air, and that it wasn't. It was 1 inch. I was watching, but it gets exaggerated over the times. But that the truth is, it lifted, and I seen it myself. Everybody's seen it. But Jamie was stood in front of the camera,
it was so
and we
funny.
didn't catch it.
Yeah, they were going, I remember them saying, oh great, we've got it, we filmed it.
We filmed it. Yeah, we've got it on film.
And I was standing right in front of the camera.
Yeah. He goes, well, I thought we'd finished.
Well, these things happen. Yeah. But I mean it was a good location, Bake Up. But talking about Mill Street again, we've done every corner of this place, haven't we? And we've had some fantastic stuff. I mean, one of the places we go to, I don't know whether you were with us, Emery, at that time, was we went down to as you go down into the cellar, you've got the boiler room right in front of us. Yeah. And we've had some good stuff in there as well. I remember a couple of years back when there was me, you, Jane, and I can't remember the other people who were in there. And we were in there and we were calling out, and we got this fella coming through, and he was really, really good. And then me and you, we could hear this ding, ding, ding. It was just like, I'll try and make the sound, see if anybody can hear it. It was going like that on the table. And we go, what was that? What was that? And we actually, I think we put the torch on to see what it was. And the K2 was rocking back and forth really, really fast. Then suddenly it stopped just like that.
Yeah, that's right, Jim.
And then I think the table started to move then as well. Yeah. And then we went into pitch black again, didn't we? We did. What we've done then is we moved the K2 to the middle. If you remember rightly, we moved the K2 to the middle of the table. Yeah. And what happened then was... Go on, Jonathan.
Well, all kinds started happening. The table was still still vibrating, and then all of a sudden, I think it was between Liz and Jane, there was a hand. Yeah. That came through between them. A couple of us saw that. We asked it to do some more for us and show itself, and this actually came down from above next time, and we all saw this hand, and it was very real. It was, I'd say it was a little bit darker than skin colour.
I'm just going to stop you there a second. It's sorry,
noise out here.
It's not the noise out there. I'm getting the breathing again.
Oh, because I saw you going like that to tell me to move back.
Because you moved back, and I'm still getting. And Jonathan was talking, and I'm getting. hopefully, I mean, we picked that up on the audio, you know.
That
So
noise, that noise again here.
You've got noise outside the door as well. Right, so while we're doing this show, do you want to have a look, Marie, while we're talking? Sorry, Jonathan. Things are happening now while we're in the studio. Marie's gone to have a look anyway, so how weird is that, Jonathan, that we're here? It's happening again, you know.
It is very strange goings on tonight. We've not been able to get started when we wanted to. Lots of giggling and lots of noise and just strange things happening.
I couldn't figure out where I was. I was confused where I was when I come on there.
You'll have to come to the microphone now. Marie went out into the hall. She's a bit braver than me and Jonathan. She'll go anywhere in the pitch black where me and Jonathan will just go together.
I was confused then where we was, because I forgot we was upstairs, and then I saw a settee out there and I'm thinking, hey, what's going on? Because it's that pitch black out there. But dark. I don't know what the sound was. I heard the little bang first, and then I heard it like as if someone treads on a floorboard. So I went, it felt like it was about 5 or 6 foot outside this door. But like I say, it's just a settee there.
It is. It's happening again, isn't it? So, Jonathan, carry on with what you were saying.
Yes,
sorry,
so,
sometimes we're going to get these disturbances if anything happens. So I'm sorry about that.
It's all good. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So So then we had the hand come from above the table, sort of coming down to about head height, and I think we all saw that, Jamie.
That's right. Yeah.
You could definitely make out that it was a hand. It was a little bit darker than skin colour, and I thought that it looked old. It was just to get it to show itself like that was good.
Well, we weren't expecting it. Not none of us was expecting it. We were just doing a call out and everything else, and all of a sudden, this hand appeared. But it looked like it was going towards the K2 and then went away from it all of a sudden.
It was going towards it. It sort of come from it come between Liz and Jane, as if it was going towards the table, and then it just went. But then it came from above as well.
Yeah, it's
very
fascinating,
strange.
Isn't it, when it happens like that? Yeah, I miss out on these. What's going on?
No, you don't. no, you don't, because if you remember me and you, I mean, it's strange because I'm always here, so I think I get a lot of experiences in the building anyway. And we've had two. There was one where me and you we were. I'm not sure whether we were with Ghost Quest or another group, and we were in the far end of the building.
Yes.
And me and you were just sitting there. We were what we call the rope room in Mill Street, and we were sitting in there, and then we actually heard someone shout, didn't we?
Well, we was doing calling out in there while the others were downstairs.
No, we actually thought he was still in that room.
We did think
didn't even know.
We didn't realise. I should say we didn't realise they'd gone down, and we thought they were, because there was the big room we was in. Then there's a middle room, and we just thought that they were at the end of that. Didn't we? So we heard this. We heard this call out saying hello to us.
That's right, hello. Yeah.
And we just nudged it because we was calling out ourselves, and we goes, hello back. Nothing. And we thought, oh, that's strange, wonder what they're doing. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. And then we decided to go and check and make sure that they weren't shouting us. We went through, and now the rope room has like a little middle room next to it, and then it's the room which is, it's a smallish room. You know it as well, Jonathan. The classroom. And when we went in there, they'd all gone down for the break. We didn't even hear them go.
We didn't.
And I mean, that voice was clear. We could hear them shouting Helen.
So clear, and the voice.
We went downstairs, and they were all down here having the break, and we were just up there on it. We didn't even know.
No.
So I mean, that's a good experience. And the other one we had was, we were having a paranormal group come in. I can't remember the name of the group.
Right,
and we were standing in the main hall, which is just there.
There was 2 people we thought we'd take round and have a chat to.
That's right, yeah.
Waiting for the rest of the group to come in, wasn't it?
And what was it them who spotted it, or was it you who said
it was one of the girls, and she was just stood there, and we was in front of, like, what do you call it, at the front where the big ship picture is?
Oh, do you know what? I can't remember.
Where the bell is.
The bell is.
And we was there, and this girl goes, is that supposed to do that? And we all turn round, and what we seen, what do you call it, rocking? What's
the tombola.
The tombola,
The tombola.
that's it. I couldn't think of the name of her. Yeah, so the tombola rocking, and it was just rocking from underneath, about 4 or 5 inches, just swinging. And then when we all looked, and I started going over to check it out, and it stopped. And it stopped at the bottom, the handle. So I went over, and the handle's supposed to stop at the top because it's balanced that way. So when I put it back to the top, I tried to reenact it, sort of thing, and it wouldn't budge. And every time it moved, it went back to the top to where it's supposed to be. But this was actually rocking from the bottom. And no, even the girls goes, "Oh my God, it's starting already. We can't wait to do this investigation." And then the rest of their group come in, and they ran off just telling them what's happened. So me and you went back, didn't we?
We certainly did.
We went back to try and debunk it. So I tried to hold it on the bottom. Jamie got on the other side. We started bouncing on the floor, seeing could we set it off in a different, into the swing of it. And nothing. We tried to move quickly, set the handle, and just see would it just fly back up. Nothing. Whatever we did or tried would not rock.
Yeah. That was one thing we really couldn't debunk that one. I mean, we all witnessed it with our own eyes, and it was one of those moments that that it was great that there was other people there from another group who they were the ones what spotted it, and so it was good news. So we're in one. I do say Mill Street Barracks is one of the most haunted places, and we've interviewed people on the radio on this show. And when we ask them where their favourite location is, quite a few of them have said Mill Street Barracks.
I'm sure you think we've paid them, for doing that. Because they do.
No.
We say, well, besides Mill Street Barracks, where else?
Well, there's plenty of places. And what we're going to do now is we'll talk about other locations after this. And what happened was me and James, I was saying a little bit earlier on in the show, that me and James, we tend to go out on our own, and we'll go and do a little mini invest for the show. And we went off to Sherdley Park, and you're going to have to listen to this because there was one part, and it's quite a bit of it been into the show, what happened to us, and it was really good. But what I want you to do now is go and have a listen to it, and this is me and James over in Sherdley Park about 4 or 5 weeks ago, so enjoy this investigation. We've got you into the location.
What a location it is.
I know, I can't even see.
You know what?
But
like there's a mist there, can you see it?
Well, once the light goes down, I can.
The light's gone brighter.
It's on this. This was your challenge. Well, my challenge to you, that is.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell everybody where you are?
Well, Jamie has got me to come to Sherdley Park.
Which is in St Helens.
It's in St Helens. Well, it's a bit interesting actually because I grew up round here, and I know it like the back of my hand. But I also know quite a lot about some of the ghost stories as well. So it's a little bit of a creepy place to come, to be honest with you. And we've just come into the walled garden now, and it is. Oh, that's like a figure there, doesn't it? See it?
The white
thing there. Yeah.
The light off the spotlights.
It's quite a creepy look. Oh, look at that! That's our shadows, isn't it? Yeah. I'm on edge already, It
is dark.
Yeah, it is, but there's just an atmosphere that is a little bit spooky. Anyway, yeah, so Sherdley Park historically was home to the Hughes family, who used to live at Sherdley Hall, which was demolished in the 1940s. And where we are now is the old, what was the formal gardens. It's still quite a picturesque place. Apparently there's a number of different spirits that have been seen here over the years. One of them I was reading about was an account on a website of somebody who used to live in the old servants' building, and she used to hear high heels walking up the roadway going through, clicking, click, 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 and she used to hear it on a daily basis. And where we are now in the gardens, I know of somebody who told me that they'd seen figures moving in here. And also, I'm sure I read in a book once that there was a dark hooded figure that was seen So it's all in all quite creepy, and it's quite quiet as well, isn't it?
It's very, very calm. I mean, it is windy, but where we are, it's quite sheltered because there's a lot of walled parts.
Yeah, so we're just going into the walled garden now. I'm hoping there's not anyone in here who's going to jump out.
Yeah.
So what are you feeling anything, Jamie, while we're here?
Just a bit on edge because of, I mean, obviously we're in pitch black.
Yeah.
And every now and then in the corner of me, I just keep touching on shadows.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, there's, at the minute, I've got a little torch, but it's very dark. Oh, it's gone. It's a big chill here, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's very dark and very quiet.
I know which part we're in now because where we're standing now, there used to be a little pond here.
Yeah, they did.
And
They did.
There used to be little goldfish in it.
Goldfish pond, yeah.
Yeah, just where we are, we're standing on the paved part now.
In fact, there used to be greenhouses. Do you remember when the old greenhouses were there? They're gone now, haven't they? But there used to be greenhouses. So this is the walled garden, which, I mean, obviously it's probably not what it used to be, but I imagine back in the day it would have been absolutely, well, even when I was small, I remember it used to be absolutely stunning, beautifully kept, and it seems to be a little bit more overgrown now, doesn't it?
It's a bit eerie. I wouldn't like to be in here on my own.
No, I wouldn't like to be in.
So I can see why that, there's always two of us somewhere.
Yeah.
Even though it's your challenge, I'm here.
Well, I think it's safety, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So looking, I think what's probably best for us to do is if we go for a little walk around, we can then maybe ask out.
Yeah.
We'll go through here.
Well, have we got the K2 with us?
Yeah, I've got the K2.
You got that
Should we put
K2?
the K2 on, yeah.
Yeah. Not because we're recording on the phone, aren't we? So.
Well, the phone should be fine, but yeah. Oh, my God.
That was a bit of a clash.
Phone, yeah. So this is where we're coming into.
I don't like going through them gates in the dark like that. It's
I'll
kind
tell
of.
you something now.
There's it's the cars in the car park. Yeah.
This area here, I was over here once, and I saw what I thought was a figure in that archway over there, which is made out of, it's not a stone arch, it's made out of the trees.
Yeah.
The atmosphere there, whenever I've been through it, even in the daytime walking through, has been quite strange. And I wonder whether we should maybe walk up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see if we can see what we get when we go up. Because I looked like it when I saw it. It looked like I saw something. It was a good few years ago.
Yeah.
It looked like I saw something move across. Got the K2 on.
That's very, very edgy. You're expecting something to happen.
I'll just look behind.
What's that? Oh, how dark is that?
Yeah, it's creepy, that, isn't it?
Right. Well, we're going to go that way soon.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll go through this, but let's just see if we can sense anything when we come up.
Yeah.
Because I understand what you mean. I feel a little bit on edge as well.
Is it just because of where we are? I mean, there's so many different walkways, so many different walls.
If this K2 goes off here, then I'm going to be running.
Yeah, well, thanks for that.
Can you feel it here, though? Doesn't it feel different? I've got like an electric feeling.
I'm feeling okay at the moment. Yeah, I'm feeling quite calm.
I mean, it could just be because I'm thinking of it in that respect.
Yeah.
But for me, as soon as I got to this point...
What's wrong?
Nothing, I just felt a bit lost.
I know you sense things as well. So.
Yeah. Well, what I feel at the minute is... Now, the K2's...
That's the bright light anyway.
I feel all right here, but I almost feel as though down that end...
Yeah.
I mean, this is, we're in a dark woods, well, a dark area, and obviously a lot of it is psychological, isn't it? But I almost feel as though there's something that's just observing us from down that end there. I can't really pinpoint what it is yet, but in that, just slightly to the right of where that path goes down there.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking I can see movements. Did
I
you
was
just
going to
say
say
that
that
just
to
down
you.
at the bottom?
I was going to say, I can see movement, whether it's my eyes trying to adjust to the darkness, but it's where we are, we're under that canopy which you were saying was done by trees.
Yeah.
But when you look down there, that part, it's like a line of darkness.
But it looks like to me there's something slightly going across. Can you see that?
Yeah, I could see that just then. Like I said though, is it my eyes? Should we walk down that way?
Let's go. We've not got anything on the K2 here.
No. Listen, if we get anything on the K2
here,
down there.
Do me a favour, right? Just stand in this spot and tell me if you feel anything. Put your hands out. Put your hand out. I see there. When I get to that's the same spot I was at before. I felt like an electrical field.
Right. Was it like...
It was like...
When we were in the building the other day,
Yeah.
and me and you went down into the cellar part of
Exactly the same.
it, and I turned around to you and went, "Oh my God, what was that?"
Yeah.
And I actually said to you, "Just feel that," and it was like, we both got goosebumps all over.
Yeah.
And my hairs were starting to, stand on end on my arm. And I said to you, "Look at that, feel that," and then we felt that part.
Yeah.
Then we moved away from that,
And
it moved with us. But then it just completely disappeared, where it was a very, very strange experience to have. And, I mean, if I get that here, you'll be on your own.
Well, that's what it felt like to me, just in that one spot.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't feel like it's there.
Yeah.
We're just walking through it. But again, the logical side of us says we're under a canopy of trees.
Yeah.
It's quite eerie anyway,
Well, we've always got to think logically.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got tingling over me at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is,
Did you have a good buzz?
yeah, did you hear that?
Just here.
Yeah, did you hear
It was like a...
Yeah.
We went...
Like that. Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah, I did. It's gone now. I'm just going to walk back here.
Did you hear that then?
I did. Exactly the same
yeah.
time as you did. So let's walk again. Let's see if we get the same thing again. Nope.
No, nothing at all.
We've
Let's
got
see
to
if we
the
get it
spot.
further up.
That was weird.
That was like in my ear as well.
Yeah. Well, it was your left ear.
My left ear.
My
your
right ear.
Yeah. And it didn't sound like a fly.
No. Or a bee or anything like that. It's too dark for that.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, James, are we really going to go into that darkness?
You know what, right? If
I'm looking at it going,
if
no.
the listeners could see this, it is literally like, it's like, when you see a horror film, there's like, you've got to go through the woods and you can't see it. It's literally a pathway going into complete darkness, isn't it? Under the trees.
Yeah, I'm just standing here thinking about it. But you know what? What I'll do later on is I will take some photographs of it.
Yeah.
When we've run out of it.
I'm going to get my torch down anyway, just in case.
Okay then.
I'm not going to put it on straight away because we have to be brave. And there's just the two of us as well, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it's just the two of us.
Now this is where we both said we thought we saw
some movements,
before, didn't we?
No, I'm just going to see if there's any branches, leaning over.
Just before we go, I'll keep the K2 out.
Yeah.
Let's just see if any of us kind of pick anything up as we will walk through together and see if we sense anything.
That's in the distance.
Did you hear a whistle?
I heard a whistle, but I can also hear a bird in the distance.
I heard it.
Yeah, I heard that. It might have been picked up, actually.
Alright, let's...
James, what are we doing?
God, this is dark.
The things we do for radio.
I know, yeah.
Oh my God, James.
Oh, this is creepy, isn't
It's too creepy. Yeah.
Oh God, it's pitch black, isn't it?
It's alright for you lot being at home. You're not here with us, but... Oh. Did you hear that?
I did, yeah. Heard a tap. Oh, I'm going to have to bleep myself out.
Did you?
I just seen that tree there. I thought it was something stood there. Right, I'm going to ask out.
Go on then.
Right. If there's any spirit people here, anyone who can hear us, anyone who'd like to talk to us, can you come forward? My name's James, this is Jamie.
Hello?
We'd love to talk to you. If you can see the device I've got in my hand, if you come close to that, it can make it flicker, make it flash, make us go cold, or can you make a sound? Anything you can. So let us know that you're here. Tickling on the side of the pen.
You can come close to us if you want. Do you still walk these gardens? Do you look after them?
There's a tap then, did you hear it?
Yeah. Well, we've got to remember though, that we're under trees as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So it could be just like a couple of branches just hitting each other.
It's difficult to kind of discern, really, isn't it?
You still get corner of the eye stuff.
And I don't know why, but I just get I've just seen a light, what looked like a flash of light, just here, but just there. Kind of, can you see where I'm pointing? Oh, it's pitch black, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really drawn to that area just here. And also over there, that's twice I've seen something that moved.
K2's just gone off.
Did it?
Yeah.
Are you here? Are you here with us? Let's go forward into this area.
Come on then.
God, I feel that electric feeling here.
Yeah.
Just come and stand here, tell me if you feel anything.
Still a no.
K2 did go off then, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely went off. It flickered and then...
Now both our phones are on airplane mode.
Yeah.
Well, mine's turned off. Yours is only using the recorder, which doesn't... We've checked it before and it doesn't set it off, does it, even when it's right near to it?
Nope.
There's nothing on the K2 now. Do you want to follow this path round?
Yeah, why not?
Well, we may as well.
Let me just try something in a minute. I'm going to put my hand over that now because...
You can't. It's blinding, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you get that feeling you're being watched?
Yeah, especially when you're in noises like that.
Yeah.
I feel like... Do you want me to tell you what I feel like? I feel like as though we shouldn't be in here. Do you know, like, when... How can I say? You know when you get that there would have been somebody here who was a watchman for it or something?
Yeah.
That after a certain point, you shouldn't be in this building.
Yeah.
And... Jenny, what's that? What's that over there?
Tree.
That white thing.
Let's go and have a look.
Oh, got it. Frighten me that then. If that moves now, I swear to God, looks like a hooded figure.
I think it's the bottom of the tree. But it shows you how your eyes can be deceived. Oh, is it a statue or something?
I don't know what it is, but it's absolutely terrifying.
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
Oh, it's a Chinese.
Yeah.
It's like a birdhouse.
It's like a monument thing, isn't it? Like thing. But it just shows you though from a distance how that makes it look like something completely different, doesn't it?
Because where we were over there then, because you can't see properly in the dark, it did look like a figure, didn't it?
Yeah.
We'll be all right if it moves when we come back. Right, should we go down? I'll tell you what we'll do. Should we go this way? We'll go round the back.
Yeah, because you can go round in a circle, can't you?
Yeah.
Let's go for it. That was me.
I've got the K2 on still.
Yeah.
I think what else is in there?
Come on, if there's somebody here,
If you're here,
show yourself.
we've got a long way to run now.
Don't worry, I'll just go through the branches of trees.
Well, what I was going to say was it's quite unnerving, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
that there's all the trees around. And almost because it's so dark, and let's be honest, we've not got the best torch.
And the worst thing is our imagination's running away with us now, thinking if something runs out of
Well,
it.
but doesn't it make you think, though? You know, when you hear about a lot of paranormal occurrences and somebody's walking through the woods and they've seen something,
Yeah.
I bet you a lot of it is just your eyes playing tricks. I mean, look at that then with that statue.
Well, that's a good example.
You know, if you was, let's say you was driving down a road at night and there was something like that at the side of the road of a similar shape.
Yeah.
If you found out that that road was haunted, you might very well think that you'd seen a figure. But actually it wasn't. So it's good that we kind of went over there to check it out, really. Because if we'd have just seen it and ran off, we would have said, oh God, we saw something.
Yeah.
But
Well, I like
actually,
debunking as well because it brings your logical mind into it, you know, that...
Yeah, of course it does.
You know, you do. I mean, we're in the dark, we're looking round, we're waiting for something to happen. We are a little bit on edge because there's just the two of us and the pitch black. And obviously, you know, when you see something in front of you, it's like we've talked about before with the curtain. You know, if you get a pattern curtain, you can see faces.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's the same with trees. Some of the trees do actually look like figures from a distance. Thankfully, you've got a torch.
Yeah, it's not the best though, is it? But it's at least we've got one.
I can see. That's the main thing.
So this path leads round this way.
But it's very eerily calm. That's the thing, James.
The thing about it is that I feel now as though there's, and this is a sensing thing actually.
Yeah.
I feel as though there's somebody walking behind us. I don't feel as though they're near to us, but you know, almost just following us round, as in like maybe stood probably about 15 yards away.
Yeah.
And just walking with us, but I feel as though it's almost like as though it's somebody who's just making sure that, you know, we behave ourselves, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. See, you can sense things like that, but You know, if I sense it, I know there's something there. But I mean, you've got that extra sense than what I've got.
Well, I think the point is, I would think that I have, but then it could just be my imagination.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But through the time that I've been doing it, I would think that I am sensitive. But the point is, there's nothing to say. You know, it might just be me thinking that. You know, so I always try and see if you sense it, because then that kind of validates it for me. If you see what I mean. You all right?
No.
Well, what did you say?
I've just heard a.
Was it behind?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know where they come from.
I've just seen something go across there. Then.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there somebody with us? Hello? Right.
Should we move up? I don't like it here, you know.
It's funny how you feel your heckles get up, don't they?
Yeah, it's a bit creepy this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
The K2's still not gone off. That's since that bit around there.
If it does go off.
Oh. I think that might have been a rat.
That's okay then.
Yeah.
Come in, yeah, a rat or two running past us, but...
Oh, I feel a bit uncomfortable here, you know.
Yeah, what's that in front of us there, James?
Bench.
That bench.
Oh,
What's that?
something on me there. Don't know what it was.
Have we been that way?
That, yeah.
Yeah.
That way. That takes you round to where we saw that thing.
Right,
You know,
okay.
The birdhouse thing.
Yeah. Although we're walking round, you're looking everywhere you possibly can. You're not.
The thing about
You're trying to look everywhere, and it's like you don't know where to look. Although we're looking, we don't know where to look for the best.
it's creepy.
I'm just looking for the gate, to be honest with you.
I think if we go through to the... We go through to the main section,
Yeah.
and then we'll see if we can get come through on the K2 and the wall down.
Right.
Even over there, that corner bit, there's a slight change in, doesn't it?
In the
Like there's
lightness,
something there,
yeah,
doesn't it? You know,
yeah.
like there's a figure. It's not. It's
It's
just
a
the
tree,
light shining
yeah.
through.
Oh, it's just a gap, is it?
Yeah. But if anything, it illustrates, doesn't it, how your eyes
Can be deceived.
can be deceived, particularly in parts like this where it's really dark, you know.
It is kind of a strange place to be.
It's just not.
Why did I suggest this to you, James? Why didn't
I don't know. I wish you'd have said go somewhere else, because
Yeah, but we'd probably be somewhere else, and I'd probably still be saying, James, why did we come here?
but it is eerie, isn't it? So this is we're coming back to where we were before.
Right, I know where we are now.
Did you hear that noise?
Yeah. Like,
What's that? Sound like a child.
could it be on the pathway over the side there? Could it be people walking through?
Well, I can't hear them. Let's just listen. If there's anyone here, can you make a sound? Tap or a noise?
I mean, I did hear what you were saying, what you heard, but I thought it was like, you know, kids walking through.
Well, that's 3 times in this area that we've heard stuff.
Oh, yeah, we're in the same place, aren't
Yeah. We heard the buzz. We heard the other noise before when we was going that way.
we? On the movement.
And then we heard a noise here as well.
But the movement's over there as well.
Yeah, and the movement too. Feel a bit
Okay, James. Well, what we've done is we stopped for a minute and took some photographs. We thought there was something with us. We've actually caught some like little anomalies on the photographs, which we're going to analyse. And it's exactly where we felt we were being watched. My God, James, it's gone dark in here.
It's gone creepy in here.
Too dark, yeah.
This part here.
You can't see.
I just feel that electric feeling coming through here.
Yeah. Well, try with your camera taking a photograph now.
Okay. Which way do you want to take it?
Take it all 3 different ways, because there's 3 different ways in, isn't there?
Yeah, so let me take it. We're under the canopy, so
Yeah.
I'll take it this way.
I'll ask if there's anybody here with us. Can you show yourself now?
No.
Can you talk to us? Can you tell us your name?
Get one of this way where we've just been.
Okay. To be honest, and I'll be honest with you now, I don't feel as if I'm on my own.
No.
And I know James was with me before you cracked that joke, James, but you don't feel as if you're on your own, if you understand.
It's like I mentioned before, you feel as though there's somebody who's walking, but just off, but just supervising you while you're here.
Yeah.
It's this to me, this part where we're back at now, is the eerie. It's quite eerie here.
Yeah.
And I think it's, do you know what I think it is? I think it's because there's so many paths going off in different directions.
Yeah.
You're almost kind of drawn to each area. Now,
Although we're on edge, and you know we know that, you don't feel.
I heard a noise over there then.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
hear it?
why I hesitated.
It sounded like a grunt.
Well, I think we should head this way.
What's going on?
Yeah.
There's nobody behind this wall.
You said that before about people jumping out. If they jumped out on us now, I think I'd just end up fainting.
Yeah.
Then again, the amount of people who jumped out on me, I should be okay. I should be used to it now.
Right, I'm gonna get the K2.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask?
See, I think this part, yeah, I'll ask out in a sec. I think this part would be the most popular part because this is the way in and it's the main entrance to it, isn't it? So I think you'd get more, or I think you'd get more activity down here than where you would anywhere else. I don't know. Do you want me to ask?
Yeah.
Right, if there's anybody here with us now, anyone who can see us and who can hear us, is this your gardens? Did you work here? Were you employed by the people who lived here? Let us know you're around. The clicking you can hear is James just taking photographs.
There's also clicking in the trees there, wasn't there? But I think that's up.
Yeah, it's just leaves falling down. Can you show yourself?
Yeah.
Can you talk to us? Can you make yourself known, please? If you can see this light in front of us, this little green light, can you come towards it? Use your energies if you want. Make it flicker. Is that walking?
Yeah.
I hope we picked that up.
It's like foot. It was like
Coming towards us.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was coming from where we've just come from.
It was like cluck, cluck, cluck,
Yeah,
cluck, wasn't it?
where we are is where the old goldfish pond used to be, what we were talking
Right
about
in the middle
before.
of the wall garden.
And if you stand where the goldfish pond is, the entrance in is to our left, and then to our right is walking towards another part of the garden. But right in the middle, in between us, there's another entrance, a walled entrance, and we've actually just heard as if it was tiny footsteps coming towards us.
Doesn't it look like there's something in that doorway?
Yeah, it's very pixelated though, isn't it, to try and...
Yeah, it is. It's very
I know,
pixelated. Let me
yeah.
try and get another one. That way, it was like...
It's very, very quiet.
And it wasn't the leaves, because you could hear the leaves rustling.
No.
It was down on the
Well,
ground.
there's no leaves in front of you.
Well, there's nothing here, but it was down... Well,
There's leaves here where we tread on there, them ones, but
It wasn't like that. It was a
No.
but it was on the ground.
it was.
If there's anyone here with us, can you make a stronger sign to let us know that you're here? Use our energy. We're very friendly. Can you give us any sign you're here?
Here in the background.
That's just gone over there now.
Oh, what?
bat.
Has it?
Yeah, it's just gone.
Isn't it funny how the atmosphere's changed all of a sudden?
I don't feel as bad in here though, do you?
No, I feel quite calm.
In this part I feel quite calm.
Yeah, but isn't it funny how the atmosphere's changed? And the place where we feel calm is where we've got the activity.
Yeah, it's mad.
Or we think it's the activity, but it definitely sounded like walking.
I keep seeing stuff around that gate. Just around the outsides of it.
Did that K2 just go off then?
I don't know, I wasn't looking at it. Are you here? Can you make our K2 flash? Can you make it flash this?
Can you see this light here? If you can see this light that I'm pointing at, walk towards us and make it flicker. All you'd have to do is walk towards it and use your energy and it should flicker. Can you do that? Can you explain what a K2 is for people who might not know what it is?
Well, basically what it is, it's a little device we use and it detects electromagnetic fields. So I think the original ones actually came from cable detectors, didn't they, for people who were using for that. The idea is with a spirit being an energy, that this will light up if there's a change in the electromagnetic field. So if we was to put it next to a light or to a mobile phone, for example, which is when it's turned on, to leave, that would light up. So now at the minute where we are, we know that the recorder doesn't set it off. We've got our phones turned off, so there's nothing electrical on us, and we're in somewhere where we know there's no electricity anywhere nearby. So the idea is that if an energy does come near to us, that it will interact with this and it'll make it light up. So that's what we're hoping to get. But my experience with the K2s, they do work sometimes, other times they don't, and there's a big margin of error with them, isn't there? I think, but they're good, they're interesting, I think,
Gives you a bit of comfort as well.
Yeah. Right, shall we walk back this way?
Yeah.
So we'll go back up here.
Do you want to walk or do you want to run?
Well, I don't, you know what, I'm just, I don't want to go that way because that's the way we heard them footsteps coming. But isn't that interesting, because the ghost story we was on about earlier on was that somebody heard the tapping footsteps.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
You were saying about the light tapping where we were,
The footsteps going tapping. Now, my point with it is that I really hope that comes out on the recording, because it'll be interesting to listen it back and see what it actually sounds like.
Yeah.
So, that was our little trip to Sherdley Park down the road there in St Helens, and it was a really good night actually. Nice clear skies, quite quiet in the place. I mean, we could hear people in the distance, but it was quite quiet where we were. It was a really nice evening.
And how did it feel being there, Jamie?
Strange. With me and James being there on our own, we went into the private garden section of it.
Yeah.
It was just like very, very eerie and really, really dark. It was a bit on edge at times, but it was quite good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good experience then.
Certainly was, especially the part where we heard something. We actually heard the footsteps coming towards us when I'd called out. That was really unusual. We couldn't explain that. And when we recorded it, we were playing it back in the car before we came home.
Yeah.
And when we were playing it back in the car, we listened to it several times, and we were saying you can actually hear the footsteps. You can hear them coming towards us.
That's really good. There must be some history within the park.
Well, I think what it was James, when we were talking about different places to go to, and James said, what about Sherdley Park? It's supposed to be haunted. There's supposed to be a lady who walks around there, and it sounds like she's got high heels on, and you can hear the clipping of the shoes on the floor and that.
Yeah.
And I went, well, let's do it. I mean, it's different to going into haunted buildings all the time. And it was a really clear night. And we just went for it that night. We did a couple of hours there, and we know we got things that we didn't expect to get. James we thought he heard the clipping of the feet in the distance of where it was coming from. You could hear something, but it was very hard to define. But I mean, the one we were talking about when we were near there used to be at one time like a goldfish pond, and we were standing where that was, and we were looking forward towards these, like it was like an entrance with privots on either side, and then you just walk through. and I called out something, and then you actually, it sounded like they were walking on the leaves, and you could hear the crunching of the leaves. You could hear it then, you know, on the radio, on the piece we've just played then.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting, that, Jamie. It's really good.
I'd definitely go back there.
You know, it sounds like it's worth an invest around there. But isn't there some places near you, Jonathan?
Yeah, there is. There's a lake in Newton, by a church, and that's supposedly haunted. It was actually a bride on a wedding day that had run from the church and was actually drowned in the lake, and she's meant to have haunt there. I must find that the story and tell her.
That'd be worth looking into, wouldn't it?
It'd be worth going over there to have a look.
It'd be good to do the 2 parks maybe on one night or something like that. A few of us, once we can get back to some kind of normality.
Definitely. I'd love to go there. I mean, I like things like that. I mean, we always do buildings. We always tend to be inside the building. We don't do a lot outside, and I mean, it is cold now anyway, you know. We don't do a lot outside, and sadly, we've not been able to this year with the lockdowns and God knows what's been happening. But we'll definitely have to do that one, and I'm sure James Anthony will be quite pleased to come along with that one as well.
Yeah.
There will be a few of us, won't there? Might bring a few guests along, maybe.
A few what?
Guests.
Oh, guests.
What did you think I said?
Oh, he said guests.
Guests.
Yeah. But when you think about it, there must be, I mean, we always go into haunted buildings, like I said, but there must be a lot of haunted locations outdoors, you know, and it'd be nice to get out there. I mean, we were talking a couple of radio shows ago to oh my word, Lynn Murphy, and she does Wepper Park, and we've all been to Wepper Park, and we've really enjoyed there. But there must be other places like that. And to be honest with you, if there's anybody out there listening, you've got somewhere where we could come and just do a little bit of a walkabout and do an investigation, you can send us an email on info.accessparanormal@gmail.com, or join our Twitter site, which is #accessparanorm and the number 1. Just come along. Just, you know, if you want us to get in touch with you, we'll tell your story as well. And we, you know, when we get the chance, we would come along and do the investigations. Sadly, with this, sadly with this lockdown now, we are really stuck. Sorry, Jonathan, what was that?
That'd be really good.
Yeah, we're always looking for new places, and we're always looking for new experiences. I mean, we might as well talk about it now. We've been to a lot of locations. Where's your favourite place, Mary, where you've been to?
Oh, I think I said this last time, wasn't it? It was Galleries of Justice, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Do you remember? And that was one of my first big investigations, because I went to Newton Community College, Community Centre, was it? Newton Willows.
Was that the one I went to?
That's right.
Yeah.
We didn't really know each other then, did we? But there was a few little things happening there, and I think a few bits of moving of the glass and that. But it was the biggest one. We had a coach going down to Galleries of Justice, and that's where I seen the little girl. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, there's a girl," and I just didn't see. And you know how you think, "Oh yeah, whatever." They're all just bouncing off each other, and then in front of me was the little girl going past, and then, like I said, it was only the next day when I realised she had no legs, and it took me a while to think about that the next day, because I kept seeing the picture the image in my head, and it just went through the wall. So that was one of my very first experiences, so that sticks in my head more than anything else. I think there was a part as well with a different location, and that was with Donna. Remember Donna and Mike?
Donna and Mike,
yeah. And we was downstairs. Now, you might be able to remember where this was. We was downstairs, and there was a lot of rooms going off, and they asked, does anybody want to go out on the corridor? So I said I would, and Donna said she'd come with me.
Hack Green,
yeah, that's the one. And we was in there, and I felt somebody very, very tall figure at the side of me, and I wouldn't acknowledge it. And I said to Donna, can you see anything? She said, Marie, there is somebody stood at the side of you. And I just pretended, I said, oh, really? I can't see it. I could, but I thought they felt so towering over me. I thought, you're not having the better of me, sort of thing. And then there was something that just went over the top of our heads going past. We realised there was bats in the place and it flew straight through over our heads. So you can imagine what we was like, oh gosh.
Oh, I know. Some of the things we've got up to, well, ghost hunting that is. And Jonathan, you know, you've been with us a long time as well. And where's one of your favourite places you've been to, a memorable place?
A memorable place. I liked the Presbyterian Church.
Oh, I love that one.
It's out Leeway.
I'm trying to think of what it's called now. Yeah.
Is it Wigan Presbyterian?
No, it wasn't.
Not that one. That's
Hindley. Hindley Presbyterian. Yeah,
right.
that was a magical place.
Was really eerie.
Yeah. Did you come with us that night when we were in there? And we all ended up in the, you know, when you go in through the main door and you go up the stairs, and there's a room right in front of you, and there was a few of us went, and we went in really to look over the balcony into the chapel part, and we heard something, and it was a really, like, it was a large growl or something. So what we done is we ended up in that back room, and I think we sat in there for about an hour. None of us would go out of the room, and we just sat there chatting because we thought to ourselves, we're not moving.
Well, we was in a few groups. There was you down there, and I think there was what's her name? One of our friends anyhow, and she got the Ouija board out, an angel board, and Hazel, and she got and she got the Ouija board out. Well, I went out because I went on the balcony that you went, and we had all them green lights that fill the room, you know, the spotlights, and it completely fills all your room so you can see anything going past. And there was a lad and a girl from another different paranormal group that was there, and they were down at the right of the altar at the front, and so we could see where they were, and there was somebody downstairs who was sat in the bench sets. So I think there was 4 of us all together, and we actually seen something going across all the lights in front of the altar and going past quickly from right to left. And I just shouted, somebody put the lights on quick. And they put the lights on, and I said, right, who's that over there on the left? And we had a look. We went, who was downstairs, went over to have a look. Nobody at all was there, and it was a full figure that was going past. But that was really interesting, and I think there's quite a lot that does happen there, really.
Oh, definitely. And Jonathan, you were saying, you know, you enjoyed that was one of your favourite places. Why was it one of your favourite places? What experiences did you have there?
That's it. And there was a room at the front of the chapel. To the right hand side.
That's right.
I was touched on the shoulder in there. And we did hear a voice in that room as well. So it was, and then up on the balcony as well, when you're looking over, you could see lights, and you could hear noises. But obviously, when you were within your own group, you were all in one place. So
isn't it funny though, when you do on investigations, when we're all on the investigations, you know, when you do experience something, you're scared, or you're thinking, should I say something? Am I just seeing it, or is it my imagination? And then when somebody else says it, you think, yeah, that's what I saw. And then when you start thinking, right, am I copying them now? You know, you feel as if you're copying them and you're not.
That's right,
and this the hard part about the paranormal, you know, when you're doing investigations, is trying to convince people that you did see it, and, you know, you're not copying them. And I think we're all in the same boat. You know, if I say something and say, did anybody just see that move? And somebody goes, yeah, I think I did, because they're like nerves, because they think, am I copying you?
That's it.
And we've been loads of places. I mean, I can't even think. I mean, the Ancient Ram-Inn. Remember the Ancient Ram-Inn? I think we went there twice.
I went there once.
That was really good. And then, I mean, I went with, sadly she's passed away now, was Nicola. And, you know, she was really nice, Nicola. And we went down with them, and we had a cracking night with them. We actually abandoned the investigation because that much went on. It was hard to handle what was going on in the Ram-Inn. And so when we came back again, we discussed it, and then we thought, we've got to go back. So we went back again. I think it was about a month later, you know, and the fellow who actually owned the place, John Humphreys, sadly he passed away again. Such a lovely man as well, but what a place he had. And you came the second time, Marie.
I did come the second time.
And it was fantastic. You know, we I was cruel to Marie on the way down there. Tied the hair to the back of the chairs.
It was in a 7-seater, wasn't we?
It just came to my head.
I think it was because me and Gail was non-stop laughing and giggling, wasn't we, all the way there?
And talking.
And it was, and then we finally fell asleep.
Yeah, this is the funny side. And Marie fell asleep and Gail fell asleep, and I was sitting behind them. Yeah. And my ears were sore, I'll tell you. But Marie had long hair then as well. So what I'd done is I tied it. You know the headrest you've got. And you've got the little bar, haven't you? So I tied the hair into a knot onto the headrest, and I just sat there quietly while they were asleep, you know, and I just relaxed on that. And when she woke up, she couldn't move her head because it went. What? She was like, yeah.
And I just goes, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even deny it.
Knew it was you.
I couldn't deny it either because I was at the back. Yeah, but it was a really. I mean, when we went down there, it was a lovely place, wasn't it? It's very spooky, and you know.
Yeah, lovely surrounds. Nice little, is it town, village or something?
Yeah, Gloucestershire.
A village feeling, isn't it?
I can't remember the name of the place now. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I think we all went on a wander as well.
We did. We went on a wander
because we got there early, you know, because Hazel took us, and Hazel doesn't just go slow, does she? She's like supersonic Hazel. Lovely person, but oh my God,
she's brilliant. She is lovely.
You know, I mean, we've done a lot of places, Jonathan, and I think, I mean, we were telling them on the radio a couple of weeks back how we went to the Plaza Theatre and you scared the living daylights out of James Anthony.
That's right, yeah.
And but the funniest part I thought was when you fell off the stage.
Well, yeah.
You didn't really live that down. But didn't John do something funny to...
Yeah, and Bake Up Theatre.
Bake Up Theatre. Because safety gear, didn't he?
Yeah, because we work in a training centre, don't we? So John brought along the equipment. And we didn't tell you what we were going to do, and then John gave us all a big safety speech, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then called you out.
Yeah, it's been
had all the equipment there to step into, to be hoisted up.
I enjoyed that, though.
That was funny.
I don't think you ever forgive me. I mean, we're talking about the funny side of the paranormal, which is good because it's quite relaxing. And we were going back to the Hack Green. Do you ever remember Donna and Mike? And we were in they had like a little cinema room in there. And they were all sitting in the cinema room, and we had Donna and Mike coming along, you know, plodding along, and you could hear them chattering away, and I went, shh, don't say nothing like that. And they walking in, as they walked into the room, you could hear them coming near and again, and as they stepped into the room, I went, get out. Well, she hit the wall. Well, she really wanted to kill me that night. She was like, I won't repeat what she said because it's not for the radio, but I couldn't stop laughing. Well, I'm hoping she's listening. No, I'm not, because she might remember it, and I mean, it's been many years now. She might want to get paybacks. But you know, when we do the paranormal investigations, you know, we are serious about them. We do take them serious, but you've also got to have the fun of it as well. And there's been many times, as you two know yourselves, you know, we'll jump out at each other and frighten each other and have a laugh. But once the investigations start, we do go serious. You know,
we are serious then.
And if nothing's happening, we always have a little natter and a chat, and whoever's with us, we'll have a talk with them, and you know, if the atmosphere, because more often than not, sometimes when that happens and the atmosphere changes and we become very serious then, and sometimes I think having that little bit of a laugh and getting the atmosphere up makes it, you know, I think it gives them the energy to come forward and realise that we are there, and to use our energy to make contact with us.
Yeah, that's the way we do, because it's happened so many times, and all of a sudden we're all there, full noise on, and every one of us shuts up at the same time, and it's silent, and we're all like, shh, what's that?
Yeah, and I mean, that happens wherever you go. You ask any paranormal group, when you're having a laugh and a joke and that, and the atmosphere changes, suddenly, you know, quite often things will happen. It always happens when you're the unexpected moments, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
We've had that loads of times, and you know, we've done some really good places. We've just been talking about the Ancient Ramin. We've talked about Mill Street Barracks, And we've also been, where was it in Wales we went to?
Which time?
You went to be at Beaumaris Jail, didn't you? I never got to.
Yes.
I never got the experience there.
It was really good in there.
Yeah.
But I did experience more happened in the daytime than the night time, actually. So we kept hearing noises, door moving. We did a lot of reenactment in the evening as well, which was really good. With once again another one of our paranormal people that sadly passed away. Which was Stuart, and we did a lot of, the fun that we had and everything that we had, it was brilliant, and we did do a lot. There was a lot of spooky things that went on, and people outside and figures and different things passing by the windows and that, and I'm sure there's some of our Ghost Quest people and the other paranormal groups that be able to tell you their story. So we'll mention that next time we get a few of our guests coming on over there. That'd be a good thing to run over.
Well, definitely, because, I mean, you both know us and I know as well, it's our group. We're celebrating 10 years of the Ghost Quest this year. Sadly, we can't do nothing at all about we can't do our celebrations we were going to do or anything like that because of COVID. But what I come up with the idea with is getting each one of the members to do a 10-minute talk about their experiences with Ghost Quest. So that's one of the things I want to do.
Yeah.
Get each individual person and their experience and the way they feel.
At least we've still got the contact with them, and we get them here because it's not good when we're all sitting at home not doing, and some people can't get out and about and things like that. So it would be good to get a few people on the phone or here and do that. And
sadly, it's not just our group neither who's stuck. We can't get together and have these big investigations we had. I mean, when I say big investigations, we do a lot of charity investigations and raise funds for the likes of Mill Street and anybody who asks us to. But we do quite often just do our own private investigations, and there's many a group out there who, because of the lockdown, are stuck, and it must be hard for them wanting to get out there and do the investigations but are unable to because of COVID. And it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's for some people I suppose it's the only social events that they do.
It is.
If that's the main hobby. So
and it is very sad that they're not getting, can't do that, and unfortunately that's the situation at the moment, is keeping safe. And it's true, there's a lot going on out there, but it is sad for the people who are alone and can't get out. So hopefully we'll all get back together soon. We'll get everybody around, and we'll kick it all back in and get out to some places, even if it's some walks, wherever we are, because a lot of people are not taking on now till next year, into places, opening places up. So we've got quite a few walks in mind, and when things are normal, as they can be, we'll get out there and we'll get some of our friends with us and go and investigate, and we'll we'll put it on the radio show as well, some clippings of it.
Definitely, and Jonathan, I mean, we're going to drag you out on one of our little ghost walks once we're able to do all that. Yeah. It's good fun. I mean, me and James have had some good laughs doing them, and the good thing is if we say anything that we shouldn't be saying, we can cut it out because it's pre-recorded. So
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Any bleeps?
But if there's any, to be honest with you, if there's any accidents and where we slip down the hill or we step in what we shouldn't step in, they're going to be staying.
Keep them in, because going back to that, we've had quite a few of those.
Well,
in the past.
You've fallen down a hill.
Down the side of the castle hill. Yeah,
I've had many of accidents.
It had started snowing though by the time we got up there, and when we got up there we couldn't find our path down. But I found the quickest, I must admit.
Yeah, it was the quickest and most.
Yeah,
it was probably the quickest and most painful. Was that Gwyrich Castle? It was Gwyrich Castle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where I think the film in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here there at the moment.
That's right.
So I wonder
that would be interesting.
I wonder if they'll get any spooky things happening.
We'll wait and see, shall we? Yeah. Will they bring it on the show and tell us?
Who knows?
The other thing that we do as well, Jamie, we debunk, don't we?
Yeah.
I remember I was going to possibly it might have been that castle, and they were saying that there was like some smoke on the wall or something. Now whether it was that
It was that fella who was smoking.
So we debunked that, didn't we? Everybody's saying there's you know, a bit of mist there. There's mist. Everybody, look, there's mist and everything. And we thought, yeah.
He turned around, didn't he? He had a cig in his mouth. Oh no, come on! That was a Gwydder Castle.
Was it?
That was the Gwydder Castle. Yeah.
And there was another one where everybody's seeing there's a white lady or something on the wall. And this was one of my first investigations, very close to the beginning. Very close to the beginning there. So everybody's going, oh yeah, can everybody see it? And the other groups were coming round and they could see it. And I thought, you know what? That's not moving. And you know what I'm like? I have to go and see it for myself. So me, on my own, and everybody's going, Marie, are you okay? You're okay? Do you want us to come with you? Do you want a torch? Do you want this? No, I'm fine. Just go up. And I went up and it was actually spray paint. Somebody had vandalised the wall.
That's right. It was, that again was Gwydder Castle.
Was it?
You know, when, I mean, it was derelict at the moment. And do you remember the main big set of stairs? What were going on? The huge set of stairs.
I do.
It was halfway up there or near the top of there, and it was on the left hand side, and it looked like a room.
And
that's where it was, and everyone was convinced he'd seen
everybody,
something.
they were all queuing up, weren't they, looking and wouldn't go. And I thought, you know, we've had enough of this. We've been here 5 minutes staring at this on the wall. Nothing's moved. It doesn't seem right to me. Yeah, so I had to go, but the nerves on everybody else, because I just thought, you know what, I'm going.
Oh, I give up with you. You just go on the one.
And when I got there, and I had my little torch, it was the paint vandalism on the wall, unfortunately, and that's what it was.
Well, just to let you know, Marie just goes on the wonder. She done that at where was it, Morecambe Winter Garden. She disappeared, and she was down in the bottom where the old swimming pool used to be, and we were at the top going, where is she? She just disappeared. It was like playing hide and seek looking for her.
I know. I advise everybody not to do that, but unfortunately, yes, I have done it.
Yeah, it's better to go with people, because if anything happens to you, you're on your own, and it's a bit irresponsible, really, Marie Spriggs.
Oh, I know. So let's change it. Let's go back to the subject. Debunking, Lee, debunking. Have you experienced any debunking of any Jamie or Jonathan?
Yeah, go on, Jonathan.
A few times. Where we've debunked things. When we're at lights, you see lights in Mill Street Barracks, and sometimes it is actually the cars outside where they're coming around the corner, so you can debunk that.
It's good because we've been here that many times now. We know where to look. We know when the lights are coming across. You know when the pizza van's doing a delivery.
You know that sounds.
So you get used to the sounds and the lights, so it's good. That's it. What about the one, Jamie? Do you remember down in the cellar? Somebody asked us that the students wouldn't go downstairs because the toilets were.
That was at the.
Were haunted.
Yeah, that was the place in Liverpool. What was it called? The Rotunda.
The Rotunda, yeah.
The Rotunda.
And we went there to investigate, then find out why the college students wouldn't go down. And we did find out. We had a laugh about it, and it was only towards the end of the night, wasn't it? Yeah. And we had such a laugh doing that at the end when we'd all sat down with somebody actually making rude noises and made everybody jump, and everybody's giggling because they heard it. When you could see us on the camera when we played it back afterwards, all our shoulders shaking with laughter because we didn't want to laugh out loud.
It was like the song "Blown with the Wind." You know? And I remember sitting opposite the person. I mean, we won't name names because we won't embarrass them. But I remember the girl who had the video camera. No, I don't. But it was absolutely pitch black in that corridor, wasn't it? And when it happened, you go, I'm not going to repeat the thing. And I was like laughing my head up, but I was trying to be dead quiet, so it didn't embarrass her. And the girl with the camera turned around and said, "There's no use, Jamie, because I've got a night vision camera and I can see
your shoulders shaking."
But I mean, we done the Rotunda quite a few times, didn't we? And I mean, we're telling the funny stories now because it's a little bit of a relaxation on the show. And do you ever remember? Well, you will remember this so well. Coming home one night, and I think he had 5 of us in the car. And it was Chris Darwin, a friend of mine, great, absolute legend, Chris Darwin. And he said to me, "Jamie,
stage after the show, like, you know, just push the keys through my door, like, you know, just push them through my door, because I've got a television show the next day, like, you know, I'm up in Wales, like, do that for me. So I went, yeah, all right then, Chris. So it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I went round to Chris's house, and
you was taking us all home that night, wasn't there? How many was in the van?
5 of us.
5 of us.
So I thought, you know, I'll push the keys through the door. And went, oh, they haven't, you know, the what's the name, like that. And I held my hand out and went, they're not my keys. And all of a sudden,
The penny
I thought,
dropped.
I pushed my keys through the door by mistake, and I went, they didn't fall to the floor. So I thought, oh my God,
They
right,
caught
brilliant.
on-
So I put my hand through the letterbox to try and grab the keys. What happens? Ching, they hit the floor. So I'm Chris's car's in the drive, and I'm behind this car, and I'm going, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I haven't got my
But
keys.
while you're doing that, Jamie,
Yeah.
we was in the van, and because it was so long, we were chatting away, and I goes, hang on, what's Jamie doing pacing up and down with his hand on his head? What's going on? So we're all there peering through this window, through the car windows, and we're saying, what's going on? I goes, right, I'm going finding out. He's been there pacing up and down, and went out, and he said, oh, the keys. He said, I've dropped the keys, and I goes, oh my God. And then you actually was up to the part where you said, oh my God, they're on the bushes, you know, like
on the
little
bush,
brush.
the letterbox, yeah.
And they were hanging onto them little brush parts, and you're trying to get it in, and then that's when I was there, and I heard them drop to the floor.
And you said my face was a picture of
face. Well, everybody in the van, they open the door, they're laughing and trying to not, because it was so early in the morning. We just thought,
3:30
we're
in the
camping
morning.
out outside his drive.
And I'm thinking, we're going to have to stay. I know Chris said he was leaving it early in the morning. He's off to Wales because they were filming some TV thing up in Wales. And I was going to Marie, what am I going to do? Like, you know, and she went, I'm sorry, Jamie, I've got to go and tell them in the car. I was going, no.
I ran back out. It was
Off she goes to the car, and I'm standing there, oh my God. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I've got no choice. I've come to the conclusion now, I'm going to have to ring Chris. You know, he's in bed. I was going, oh dear God, what am I going to do? This is not it's not a situation you don't want to be in. You really don't want to be in. Anyway, I plucked up the courage and I rang Chris, and he answered, all right, Jamie, what is it, mate? And I said, I pushed my keys through your door, Chris. I said, by mistake, I've still got your door keys here. I said, you know, and I've still got the Rotunda's keys here, you know. And he went, oh, I'll come down now, Jamie. Don't worry about it, lad. Don't worry about it. And anyway, he comes down to the door, and he's got like a little neck curtain on his door. He's opened the neck curtain, and there he is, grinning with my keys in his hands, you know, smiling at me like,
tinkling
I was going,
them away at you.
oh no, you know. Anyway, he opened the door and we swapped the keys around. And he went, yeah, all right then, Jamie, lad. I'll never forget this. I'm going to get you back for this. Yeah, all right, lads. All right. So, anyway, after the embarrassment of the get in the car, and they were all looking at me like that, and I just went, I dropped me keys through the door. Well, the whole car. They were all double up laughing.
Well, we already. I don't have to scold them.
I was standing in Chris's drive, still trying to think, I'm going to have to tell them all we're going to be sitting outside Chris's till this time in the morning.
Yeah,
You're going to have to have a sleep and all this lot. Not knowing that Marie had already gone back and he'd all had a good laugh at me anyway. So,
yeah, we've had a few laughs along the way.
That was a classic, wasn't it? But I always remember Chris coming to my house a couple of days later over something. He was like, all right, Jamie, lads, I was going to come about 4 o'clock this morning and wake you up, like, you know, lads. And like that. I was like, oh, like Chris. And honest to God. But Chris, if you are listening, I hope you have forgiven me and you've not, you've still not got something planned for me. But Chris, you're a legend, absolute legend. Getting up at that time in the morning to give me them keys back. But I think that was one of the top class things that ever happened to me, wasn't it? Many more things have happened to me, but I'm not going to bore you on this show with them. Anything funny happened to you about from falling off the stage and anything, Jonathan?
Stages, frightening people. Made a good few people jump.
Yeah. No. What's happened to you, Jonathan? Not happened to anybody.
What you've done to
No, just falling off the stage, really.
That was your big one, wasn't
funny
it?
for me. It was funny for everyone else.
Yeah, we've all still got to get John Dagger back as well, because he's quite good at getting us, isn't he?
He is. He's a hard one to get, though, isn't he?
And Leanne.
Oh,
Leanne's
Lee
a
and
good
Leanne.
one. Let's
yeah,
not forget
Leanne.
Leanne.
Oh yeah, forgot about Leanne, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah. This is what happens when you join Ghost Quest. You end up with a bunch of mad people.
But we all get on great. We have fun.
Oh yeah, and then you've got Jane with the little Daisy laugh.
Oh, she has.
She's going to kill me for that. Then you've got Liz.
Yeah.
I can't really comment on this because every other word was you. Oh, what the
Beep, beep,
so
beep,
we'd have a permanent beep with Liz, wouldn't we? And I mean, I'm introducing you to our group now, which is a sad thing to do. But then you've got Bill.
Yeah.
It's a shame James isn't here because he does a really good impersonation of Bill. So James, if you're listening, we've got to get you to do that. I think Bill would enjoy that as well.
Yeah, Bill would love that, and I think Bill's got to be on our show quite soon, isn't he?
He is. He was going to come on tonight, but he wasn't too good.
Oh, bless
and
him.
then we've got Michelle Cook. I better not forget Michelle Cook because obviously she will literally throttle me, wouldn't she?
Again,
You're always
yes.
forgetting the Jamie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've actually done a magazine for the 10 years, and I'm trying to look at the pictures in my head.
Make sure
so we haven't missed anybody yet. So there's Jonathan, Marie, me.
Don't forget Michelle.
Michelle Cook, Liz Warr, Bill, John Dagger, James,
Lee and Leanne.
and if I've forgotten anybody, I am.
Or as you call him, Sutton and Manor.
Oh, Sutton and Manor, yeah. Yeah. So, but, I mean, if anybody is listening and you haven't run off by now, if you wish to join us on the radio show, you certainly can. All you need to do is get in touch with me. I'm going to give the email address out again, and I'm not going to get it wrong because I've got it in front of me, and it's info.accessparanormal@gmail.com. Yeah, please get in touch with us. We'd love to have you on the show. It doesn't matter what group you are. Everybody's welcome. There's no prejudice here. We'd love to talk to any of you and interview you. So please get in touch. We'd love to get you on this show.
That'd be great, yes.
Anyway, what we did is let's give people's ears a bit of a rest from us just for a few minutes. What we did is we went down to the cellar, the three of us, didn't we?
We have.
And we actually recorded, and what we're going to do is we're going to play that for you now. It was not bad actually. It wasn't too bad at all, was it, Jonathan?
It wasn't. It was we had a few little things happen.
And Marie?
You could feel it building, couldn't you? You're expecting something,
Yeah.
especially after all the activity we've had, over the few weeks that we could get in here, when it was lockdown was opened up a bit. So we've seen a little bit. So it would be good for you to listen in to our bit of investigating that we did. Yeah. Little one there.
Yeah. So from Sherdley Park to Mill Street Barracks. Have a listen to this. Well, while you were listening to the Sherdley Park investigation a little bit earlier on, what we've done is we nipped down to the cellar while we were doing the show, and we thought we'd do like half an hour or so of an investigation in the cellar. Well, thanks for that, Marie. I nearly took my lunch then.
I don't get caught on it.
I'd only just started then and jumped. So we're back where we started with the shadow that time. It's very, very dark. The little green light's still on there. There's nothing on the green light. We've just had a look at that then. There's no spiders or anything on it. So if there is any shadows tonight,
that's too dark.
It's something different, hopefully. So we'll just... Oh, was that you then, yeah?
What?
Which?
Is it? Again?
No.
Is there someone following us? If there is, would you be able to tell us your name? Could you come and talk to us, please? You've got me, Jamie. You've got Marie. Is there somebody here with us now who would like to come and talk to us? We don't mind you coming through. I'll introduce us again. There's me, Jamie.
I'm Marie.
I'm Jonathan.
So there's just the three of us here. Don't be afraid of us. Come and talk to us.
see anything on the end of the green, like on the floor? We're going up. Is there something on the other side?
There's that
Let me
like
just have a look.
there's like that wheel thing there. Isn't there?
Right, that's what it is, shining. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I was just wondering what the line going up was.
Can you come and talk to us? Just let us know you're here, please.
I know you've been here before. If you're still here and you're showing yourself in the light, what we've seen you before is a shadow, and then you went off into a light, into like an orb. Are you still here? Can you come back to us? Can you tell us about yourself? Do you just use this?
Did anybody
What
hear
was that growl?
Can you make that sound again, please?
If that was you growling, can you tell us your name, please?
It's all from that room as well.
It's what, Jonathan?
It's all from that room, isn't it?
Don't even go there.
It's from that room, the room that Jamie doesn't like, is
Yeah,
it?
Jamie's favourite room.
Yeah. Where we are, we're in the main cellar. We're in the main section of the cellar. We're not in any of the rooms. Now, I'm certainly not going in the room I don't like going in. That's a no-go. Especially when Jonathan's saying that the noises are coming from that room as well. So, yeah, you're really not selling it to me, Jonathan.
Just stand outside, it'll be fine.
I'm actually standing outside it, yeah, so I don't want to go any nearer.
Well, this is the corridor that we was talking about, and this is about, looking at it now, I think it might be over 30 foot in length by about 10, 12 foot wide.
Yeah, just enough for me to do a run it if I have to.
On the far side, to our right, there's actually 2 different doors. One to a room that Jamie doesn't like, and one to where the pump is. I think that's called the firing range.
Yeah.
And there's 2 doors behind us, and that goes into the middle. What's it classed as?
The middle room. We call it Claire's room now, don't we?
Claire's room, yeah. And then to our left, we've got the set of stairs going up, and we've also got the boiler room at the bottom of them stairs. Yeah. So we've got them. So just waiting now to see is anything here with us.
And just so everybody knows, this cellar was once used as a mortuary. So really, we're standing in an old mortuary, waiting for things to happen.
So if there's anybody here who wants, just mention who you are. Do you want to just pass through, show us where you are? Can you show us in light form? Can you bang on the table? What's wrong?
I've just felt.
Well, it wasn't
just
me.
No, it felt like just a gentle touch on me.
Well, I've got my hands in front of me. So if that was you, anybody that did touch Jamie then, can you touch Jonathan? Hard luck, Jonathan.
Hands up, mate, it's fine.
Can you touch Jonathan?
Did you hear it again?
There's that bang then.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I hope it caught it on audio.
Did your stomach just make a sound?
No,
It just did.
no, that's not me. Can you walk around us, please? Or if you want to run past us, you can. We're not got to cause any harm. We just want to know who's here, or what you are, who you are. If you're part of the building, if you're passing through. Anything that you want to tell us?
It's funny because tonight, even we're doing the show. From what's happened in the studio to what's happening down here in the cellar, it's really strange. The atmosphere completely, the whole night has been unusual.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is unusual in itself.
Yeah.
Because it's been quite constant, hasn't it?
Well,
the whole night.
We're usually sensible, and we usually use our common sense, and we always.
Have you seen something?
Yeah. You know the stairs.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking to see if your light was going to do something then,
Yeah, 'cause that was
and it definitely wasn't your light. There was like a white light at the end. You know where the stairs are, just
Right.
on the stairs
It's
itself.
not like that.
Definitely not you. No.
I was going to say that's me
it was a
twisting too
circle.
far then.
It was like a circle, and then it went. I can see your reflection. I can see the reflection of your torch. That's fine. But this moved.
Right,
this
I'm
this
moving
actually
then.
moved. But it moved from the stairs downwards.
Okay.
You know, towards the floor.
Yeah.
Right,
And
I'm going
that's why I
to keep
stopped.
my torch right to me.
Yeah.
There's nothing showing.
So no, what I was saying is we're usually logical. We always try and debunk things. But if you think about it, there's hardly been any paranormal investigations in this bit.
No, there isn't.
It's just happened again. I've just seen a shadow near us.
We're right
Now I
near
can
us.
see my shadow. There's my
Okay.
shadow. I know where your shadow is,
Right.
and I know where Jonathan's shadow is. But
Someone's just touched my foot, my ankle.
seriously,
Somebody,
Yeah.
right.
so right, it touched me about waist height. It's touched your
It's on my
ankle.
ankle.
Hello.
Stay still. Stay still.
Okay, who are you?
It's to your left, Marie. I'm going to stand over here, and you turn your torch off completely. Is it lights off completely?
Okay, no, I've put it right next to me.
What I was trying to say before I was distracted then is,
Oh, good, I'll get my eyes used to it.
yeah, we always try and debunk things, but some of the things tonight, I mean, obviously I'll go home and I'll think about things and think logically. You've got to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But I can't explain this, Marie.
Well,
I've just seen, like, on, you know, in that corner where I said last time there's a
Yeah.
shadow. I've just seen like movement in that shadow, like a shadow.
I
there.
seen one there and I thought it was your arm, Jonathan, again.
No.
Okay, let's go for this now because
Okay.
and
So-
it's just moved there next to you then.
Right.
So everyone just
I'm
stay
actually
still.
looking
I mean,
down at it because
Yeah.
that's where I felt.
no, let's all stay dead still, and we can't say that our shadows are moving. Then can we?
Okay. I've got a feeling it's in front of us there.
It is. It's
There's
got a
something
feeling
here
it's
now.
in front of us.
between us, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
going to ask if did you just grab my arm?
No. I mean,
No,
we've
I
got
can
it straight
see.
in.
Right, okay.
Hello. Do you want to tell us something?
I've actually gone cold,
Freezing.
and I've got like what is it called? Goosebumps all
Yeah,
over me.
Me too.
Yeah,
You can see the
Just, can you see this in front of us?
I
And
can't
you can
see.
hear. Oh,
Stay dead still, Marie.
okay. I'm keeping that to my tummy.
Yeah,
That light, because it's not going to help.
it's darker to the left now. If you can see,
It's gone.
has it gone?
Let me move
I
that.
couldn't see that. Can you put that
Oh,
in
no,
your
it's
pocket?
here.
Just put it in your pocket.
It's gone from there to here. Let me.
Okay, I wasn't
I'm gonna
expecting
turn
this.
this off. There.
There, I put it in your pocket.
Well, it was there, and now it feels like it's here.
Okay, let's stay
Oh
still.
God, I've got goosebumps.
No, stay
Can
still.
we feel anything? Can you touch my hand?
Who's here with us now, please? Could you tell us your name?
Can anyone touch my hand?
You've got nothing to be afraid of. We're not here to harm you. Please come forward. Come and talk to us.
Do you know what I'm saying over towards the end?
Go on.
Which
Spark.
end?
Towards the firing range end.
Yeah.
Oh, fire range end, yeah.
Sparkly lights.
Oh, right. If you're actually trying to show us some light form, can you try harder, please? Are you standing in the middle of us here? If you are, can you go towards the green light? It's not going to harm you or anything, but if you can just see your shadow moving. Can you move your shadow? Can you move from where you are, please? If you could move out a bit, please. Is that my shadow there? Right, it just looks a bit darker there, that's all.
How are you feeling at the moment, Jonathan?
I'm feeling a bit calmer.
Yeah,
I got
does feel a bit
proper
calmer, doesn't it?
goosebumps and everything.
Stay still.
Okay.
Sorry, Jonathan, say what you were saying. I'm just keeping an eye on what I've just seen.
It feels a bit calmer. You still feel as though something's there.
I do feel there's something.
I just think something's going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So come on, we keep seeing small shadows or little lights. Can you use our energies? Can you show yourself in a larger form, please?
You building your energy up. Come towards us and show yourself.
I'm starting to feel a bit nervous.
Yeah.
But you're going to do that anyway in this kind of atmosphere. But I keep seeing, Jonathan, you just touched me.
No, it didn't touch you because I can see.
Okay.
Do you want to step apart a little bit, Jamie? Because you're about 10 inches apart at a foot apart.
Really?
Yeah, you can't, yeah.
No, not
No. I think we need to stay close now.
Do you want me to go and look anywhere?
No, let's just stay close. But what I'm feeling is it's coming from here to our left,
Right.
not towards
From
the room what I
firing
don't
range.
like, not that room I don't like,
right at
but towards the back, to where the gas meter is and the entrance of the firing range.
Yeah.
Okay.
In like, you know, the peripheral vision,
Right.
I keep seeing like movement. You know, see this table where I am? There's
Yeah.
a table there.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
there.
going over to it.
Marie's walking over to it. Good luck with that one.
Hiya, is anybody here?
It's there. It's next to the table. I keep seeing movement next to the table.
Hello? Can you touch my hand? Can you touch my hand?
What are you feeling, Jonathan?
I'm feeling like there's something behind us.
I can't feel any cold spots or anything.
I'm gonna.
Marie,
Yeah.
just stay dead still and see the table opposite you. Just keep watching that table. See if you
Okay.
can see anything on the table itself.
All right.
It feels like there's something building near that table because I keep seeing either under the table, next to the table, around the
I
table,
thought
like
it was
something.
Like going up like a balloon shape there.
Yeah.
Whether it was just I've turned round and seen.
I'm gonna move to this side, Jamie. I don't feel comfortable there.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I've got to take my coat off because the ruffling on my coat is round my ears and I can't hear properly.
Whoever's here with us now, we're not here to do you any harm. I'm sure you know, as we've been here so many times, we've always been respectful and we will always be respectful to you. What we'd like you to do, if you can, is show us some kind of lights, show us them shadows. If that's you what's making the shadows across the floor, if you want to, walk past us and do it again. If you can move the table or talk to us, we'd really appreciate it. We're really not here to do you any harm whatsoever. It's a good opportunity to show people that you're still here, that you're still part of this building.
Do you want us to know about you?
It's definitely near that table. There's just something around that table.
If there's something at the table in front of me, can you reach out? Can you touch my hand, please? Or can you blow on my hand?
It's definitely on that table. There's definitely something near that table. I keep seeing a shadow near the table.
If you're on it or near it, can you rock the table, please?
Please don't be afraid of us. We're not here to harm you. We're only here to try and talk to you, to make contact with you. Could you do that?
No. The noise came. Did anybody hear that noise from here?
No, I was
Are you
talking.
trying to move the table? Can you try and move that table? If you're trying to move the table or anything there in front of me, where I can see, can you please try it again for us? If that's you there. Are you able to do that? Have you got the strength to be able to do that?
It's that, you know, the shadow what I saw on near that table before.
Yeah.
It's like it's leaning, going towards the table, and then stepping back, and I keep seeing it moving back and forth. Not all the time. It's just occasionally. It's like it's going close to the table. Do you remember that time when we were here with James?
Yeah.
And I seen it, and then all of a sudden it went over the table and then started coming and went through us.
Yeah. Shoot straight through.
And
yeah.
that's
the
yeah.
side of me where you are there.
It's very similar to that.
Can you move that table for us, or just push it? Are you able to do that? Have you been able to move things? I know we can see your shadow, but have you been able to make things move?
So, Jonathan, you're the only one who wasn't called out. Do you want to try a call out and see if you get a kind of reaction or anything?
So if there's anybody in this hallway with us now, you want to come towards us, show yourself in life form, make a sound, just come towards us.
Temperature's dropping.
Come with respect. I just want to know who you are. Do you want to tell us anything? Can you make a noise on the table?
I mean, for the people listening, you know, our eyes have adjusted now. We can see everything what's going on in the room. You know, you can see the stairs, you can see the doorways clearly. I can see yous clearly. Well, silhouette's obvious, but I can see yous.
I'm going a bit further down that side, Jamie.
Which way?
Towards the stairs. Only because I can't see, when I'm up against the table, I can't actually see if it's shadows or not, sort of thing. I did hear a noise there, but as if it tried to move, and none of us are near that. So I'll just go to this side, and then I've got an even view of everything here.
Yeah.
Just see what that shadow.
I do feel like there's something here, but
Hello.
maybe they're a bit nervous about showing themselves.
Yeah.
Hello.
Like I was saying earlier on, nobody's been in here really. There's not been a lot of paranormal investigations in here, you know, since the closing down of with the COVID stuff and that. So maybe they're at that point now where who's this, or you know.
Yeah,
It's there again. It's on that table again, just then.
Hi, do you want to show us to you? Can you move past us?
Are you moving, Marie?
Or did you hear a little crack that was underneath?
Yeah, no, it's not that. I've just seen a shadow on the wall to the right of where Jonathan's leaning.
I just had a little crack, like
opposite where the table is. I've just seen like a movement of like a shadow.
No.
Okay, now I'm getting movement to the left. To the left. Yeah.
On the
Please.
side.
Can you see it, Jonathan? Can you see anything?
On the what?
Whereabouts?
On the bottom of the wall.
On your right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
your
moving
right.
up as if to moving
Yes,
towards
yes.
it and then back again.
Yeah.
If that's you, please come forward. We can see what we think is a shadow. Something's just gone near you as well, Jonathan. Well, that was us earlier on down in the cellar. And Marie, what did you think of that?
I thought it was really interesting. Bit airy down there. A few things going on. And what about you, Jamie? Because you've seen quite a few things, and you felt somebody touching your arm, did you?
I did, yeah. It was me hip. I mean, it's like probably a child or something like that. That's what I'm guessing. And then it happened again, and I actually thought Jonathan had knocked me in the arm, and because I got the arm as well. So 3 times that had happened. And Jonathan, you were seeing things as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I was seeing shadows on the wall. I got touched on the ankle as well.
That was interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good experiencing things like that,
It is.
especially when we know that nobody's near each other and we're spaced out.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. And the table, near the table at the back of the cellar, I kept seeing like movement there. You know, my provisional, I don't know, on the corner of my eye. The corner of my eye, I'll do. So what's the name? You know, you could see that. And whether it was like, you know, it's late-ish and whether my eyes were tired or what, I don't know. But it's you know, I mean, I'm looking for excuses. I'm looking to try and debunk things. But
Yeah.
to be honest with you, it looked real. It looked like there was something moving there. And you know, you've done it yourself where you've seen something in the corner of your eye and you think, what was that? What just moved then?
That's
You know.
it. It's definitely. I mean, where I seen the shadow on the wall, it was the opposite side to where the table was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you both seen that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I was behind you, Jonathan. I was further back, so I couldn't see that. I was looking the other way. So for you both to see that, that was good.
Just for the listeners, if you're listening to it and you've heard anything on the I was going to say see anything there, but you can't exactly see on the radio. But if you have heard anything which we didn't pick up on, please let us know. I mean, you can contact us on info.accessparanormal@gmail.com, or if you get onto our Twitter account, which is #accessparanorm and the number 1, and tell us there, please. We want you to tell us these things, and then we can listen back to them because they are recorded, so we can listen back. And if we do hear anything ourselves, we will play them on on another show, because we do want to do one on EVP. But going back to the cellar just then, I mean, when we went down there, the atmosphere completely changed. It was like we were calm when we first went down into the cellar, but all of a sudden, I mean, the lights were on, you had your torch on, and that, you could feel the change in the atmosphere.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it went freezing cold. I know it's cold anyway, as normal this time of year, but it really did go freezing cold.
It would have been good for us to have our thermal imager then, because it dropped so quick, that temperature, didn't it? And it would have been good to see the drop in that temperature, because I think there would have been a big, because we all felt it quite quickly.
But it was I mean, we weren't going to do an investigation. It was just one of those off the cuff things. We were here, so let's go and do it. Let's record it, and throw it on. So we are going to throw it on. I mean, we have thrown it on. Not we have. So if you do pick anything up, let us know, please. Well.
Because you said it is the uncut version. We've not listened back on it yet, have we?
No.
So anything you do pick up, anybody out there, please do email into us.
Yep. Go on, Marie. See if you can remember it.
I don't remember the address.
info.accessparanormal@gmail.com. We've said that quite a few times tonight. Not bad for me, is it? I've even remembered it.
Yeah, saying it's written in front of you.
Snitches. Before we forget, Marie, we went away for a week, didn't we, on the East Coast there? We went up to
Filey.
Before we went up to like tier 3 of our lockdown, we went over to Filey, Scarborough, Whitby, Bridlington.
We did.
And we went to another place, didn't we? I'm not going to mention it yet because we actually did an
I nearly did.
Nearly.
Go on. Yeah.
That's why I stopped. Yeah. Because we did a little bit of a mini investigation there, and I want to keep that one for the time being. And we will be putting that on the show.
we haven't listened to it ourselves yet. We really haven't had the chance, but we are going to put it on the show. And it was a lovely place we went to as well.
It was absolutely lovely. And we went down there meeting one of your friends.
A really good friend of the family, yeah.
So hello, Sue.
Hey, Sue Tyler.
Sue Tyler. You're or as Jamie says, Tyler.
Yeah.
I told him off
Tyler.
about.
Yeah. And her husband, Lenny.
Yes.
I'm just hoping that we beat Everton because Lenny's a really staunch Evertonian, but we won't hold that against them. We've also got to mention that also my cousin, who is down in Wiltshire, he always listens to the show, except for one which he fell asleep on.
He did.
Which was a bit mean of him, but he could have had 100% to listen. No. I'll never forgive him for that. But anyway, we said we'd give you the mention, Andrew, so we have done. Hope you're listening into this time. Otherwise you've missed your mention. That's the way it goes. But it's nice to know that people are listening in. We have had people, coming up to us and saying, the show's really good and everything else, which is a nice compliment. And
they want to come on it as well. Yeah. Anybody out there? Yeah.
And it's great doing the show, and it's enough. Tonight's one, it's been a bit more strange because we always have like a really good structure to the show, where we know what we're doing. But because of the we've mentioned it a few times tonight, the lockdown, we've had to change venues. We've come to Mill Street Barracks and we've not been able to get into the studio as quick as we usually do and do everything else. So tonight we've had a good chat and we've had Jonathan on. Which I'm grateful for, and Marie on, which I'm grateful for, and we've had a really good chat and a good laugh, and we just made it slightly different tonight. But in the future, in the next couple of weeks, obviously we've got Halloween coming up, and on the Halloween we have got 2 really special nights. Well, I'm not going to tell you what's going to be happening, but please listen in. They're going to be extended shows. Both of them are going to be extended because it's obviously Halloween. It's going to be 2 really good shows and they're not to be missed.
Yeah, that'll be brilliant now.
Mm-hmm.
So can't wait for that. Looking forward to it. All the plans are getting together now. And we'll go for that. So listen out for that near the end of the month.
Yeah. And Jonathan, have you got anything to say before we finish off?
Just looking forward to Halloween. And it was a really good night tonight.
It certainly was. We've had a good laugh.
Great. Great laugh.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. The paranormal, yes, definitely serious. We've got to, take it serious when you can, but also enjoy the paranormal investigations. Well, that's the end of the show. We've had a great time, and I'd like to thank both Marie and Jonathan for joining me in the studio. And please take care, stay safe, especially now. Please don't do anything silly. And just enjoy it. Go onto YouTube, watch some paranormal stuff on there and listen to this. We're on every Sunday 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. on Access Northwest Radio. We're also on L35 Radio on a Monday night between 10 and 12, so listen in there as well. So thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next week.